Titles Mean Nothing is sponsored by Canned Screams.
Jimmy, what do you fancy from the vending machine? Lemonade, Fanta, Coca-Cola, and... Oh, hang on a minute, what's this? Canned Screams?
Yes, that's right. This is Canned Screams from Morbid Corporation. If you like your screams but don't know where to buy them, then buy Canned Screams from Morbid Corporation.
This is Titles Mean Nothing. I'm Alex Thomas.
And I'm Sasha Swift.
We're going to play, what is it?
It's conversationstarters.com.
Because we've been together for 3 months and we've run out of things to talk about, so...
So Alex, I've got a question for you. Have you ever been to the emergency room, and what for?
Yes, okay. 14, I had appendicitis. I was very stubborn and thought I just had a sickness bug, but it was very bad and painful. And I ended up in A&E, and the rest is history. Not nice.
Go on.
You nearly puked when I told you this story,
Well,
so I don't know if you really want to hear it again.
I think you should tell the story.
In depth.
Give us the
An
highlights.
overview.
Give us
Okay.
a highlight.
Got to A&E. Eventually, they discovered it was my appendix. Because the pain had moved towards the middle of my abdomen, they had thought perhaps it was something to do with my reproductive organs, but it wasn't. They established it was my appendix, scheduled me in for surgery. Fortunately, someone ended up in a horrible road traffic accident, so
Did
they
you say
got...
fortunately or unfortunately?
Unfortunately, both for them and me, because it meant that my surgery got bumped back,
Yeah.
and by the time they opened me up, things had gone very wrong inside. I missed half a year of school. Did I tell you that bit?
Yeah, you did. So what happened
Really? You want
surgery-wise? Go on.
Okay,
The people want to hear.
the people want to hear. My appendix ruptured, which usually kills people. So that's also the answer to have I ever had a near-death experience? Because yes,
But you're alive now.
I'm alive now.
So should we ask me one?
Yeah, your turn. As a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A girl.
And here we are.
Well, I wanted to be like a rock star, but then like around the same time I kind of shifted, and as a child I just wanted to get into making videos. So when I was like 10, I would like borrow my parents' camcorder. They recorded onto VHS tapes, and like I'd make my own little movies, and I still have some of those. That was really the beginning of like, 16 years of development, and like here I am now making like videos for my career. Yeah, it's for like marketing and training purposes, so I guess I've kind of like peaked already, maybe. I don't know where I can go from here, really. Kind of like met my goals.
But it is nice looking back at the old footage, the old things you've made, and seeing how things have developed as time's gone on.
What is the biggest risk you've ever taken?
I'm incredibly risk averse. In part because of my nature, and then I think my work kind of plays a role in it. I'm constantly like assessing risk, and I'm riddled with anxiety. I'm trying to be more impulsive. In terms of taking big risks, I think, to be fair, it was kind of gutsy moving out from home when I did.
Yeah.
Without really having any kind of financial backing. It was a case of I'm going to step out and do something by myself and figure it out, which really isn't that logical. And knowing, well, my love for spreadsheets and plans, there was none of that involved.
That's why I love you.
There's none of that involved in that decision, so I guess that's pretty gutsy, pretty risky.
So that's like pre the university move out, which is like kind of the turning point for most people as teenagers.
Yeah, by the time I moved to uni, I was like, I'm old hat at this. I was pretty comfortable.
Like, well, where most people kind of like, they were just like kind of figuring it out. I mean, you went in halls either way. You said.
No, I moved straight into a shared house, and I made a point of being with postgrads as well, because I was like, I've at least got half a chance of living with people who know how to cook more than toast.
Oh gosh, yeah. I wish I'd done that, in a way. I lived in halls, like, and being assigned male at birth, I was put in halls with 9 lads. And there was a guy in there, and I must have mentioned this to you, his name was Dirty Alex.
Yeah.
Well, his name was Alex, but they referred to him as Dirty Alex because he took so long before he, like, washed any of his laundry, and we know he was wearing things inside out and all sorts, and he was just kind of filthy. And that's the kind of standard of person I had to put up with.
To me, the idea of, like, same-sex, to quote, halls seems odd to me. Like at my university, it was just mixed. Like there'd be 9 or 10 people, and also, you know, if someone said, "Oh, I'm a bit more of a, you know, a quiet introvert," then those people get grouped together, so they're not, you know, kept up all hours. The idea of grouping people who basically are adults by sex only seems odd, but I think there was a particular...
Yeah, they said that it was the first year it had been done, and it was because there were just one too many rapes the previous year. And of course, the thing is, they didn't stop.
Have you ever peed in the shower?
Yeah, I have.
I know you have.
Yeah. It's like you're doing a super pee. At least I don't shit in the bath.
You make it sound like I shit in the bath,
No.
though, which categorically I do not.
Okay, Alex, I've got a question for you. Do you ever shit in the bath?
No, stop spreading these rumours.
What is one of the top things on your bucket list?
One that's like a bit consistently been there, but unfortunately I'm maybe quite lazy about actually making happen. I like the idea of appearing in a Shakespeare play at some point. Just like a local, low-key one. But whenever we performed it at school, I always really enjoyed it and enjoyed being an actor. Even though I've never done anything like that outside of school, and for some reason Shakespeare in particular really appeals to me.
Which Shakespeare character?
I don't know, because I could be Romeo, although speaking of Romeo and Juliet, actually at school we did do one where a few people were off sick or something, and I ended up playing about 4 characters within one scene. It was the party scene towards the beginning.
You're kind of like a young, gender-neutral Eddie Murphy.
That is not a comparison I'd ever thought I'd have before, but yes, it was exactly like the Crumps around the dinner table, except I was, you know, Mercutio at one point, then the nanny, then I think like Juliet's dad or something like that. And I did different voices and different characterizations and actually came up with quite a good mark because I was able to have range.
That's a really interesting. I did not know that about you.
So the next question is, what's the least favourite job that you've had?
Right, so I've had like maybe 4 or 5 jobs in my life, and probably haven't mentioned to you actually, but my first job was when I was 16. So I was a cleaner for a local football club. So after matches, I would go into the stadium and I would sweep and I would mop and I would clean up other people's crap. And I had like blisters. I quit like before long because it was just such a horrible job and I was like wasting my summer. That's how I felt.
Was it long hours and stuff as well, or just...
It was a long hours, yeah. I just complained my way through that job.
Yeah.
I left and I did not look back. I really didn't need that money that badly.
No. Well, they say, you know, having kind of naff jobs along the way, you know, they always say like it's character building.
No, I disagree.
See, I like my sort of teenage jobs. It was hard work, but it wasn't. I didn't feel like ever kind of mistreated or anything like that. Whereas, you know, if you're being worked to the point where you've got blisters and stuff, perhaps not the best in terms of like health and safety.
Until the job I'm doing now, though, I didn't like any of my jobs. Not really.
Do you prefer a quiet night in or like a wild night out partying?
Okay, so if you could take me back like 4 years to 2015, this point in 2015, I would say like a quiet night in. But then like mid 2015, at least for a while, I just kind of got into this like I need to party kind of spirit. Although I didn't actually get out that much because I should have when I was a lot younger, but I didn't. And I kind of like suddenly started like, I think it was like a quarter life crisis.
Was this when Skins was popular as well? Maybe that had...
No,
No,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't think so. I think Skins was long gone.
Oh,
Maybe,
okay.
or going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never watched it anyway.
No.
So it was an identity crisis as well in many ways. The whole like trans experience, kind of queer, and like rock nightclubs are like a place for like acceptance, and you kind of in a way going out and about in the shadows and like not having to face like daytime people. Drunker people are even like kind of in many ways more accepting. So that was probably one of the reasons. And like as I'm like now getting more comfortable, I'm like happy. Yeah, I do like a nice quiet night. Netflix and
snuggle.
Netflix and snuggle with my baby.
But you ended up going deep with that one as well.
We got deep. We got
deep.
so deep. Yeah, so I think we should wrap that up now, Alex.
I'm sure we'll be hitting your eardrums soon enough with something new and exciting.
Like a nail.
Like a nail.
Yeah.
Or a candle in the eye. Okay, that's us for now. You've been listening to Alex Thomas.
I've been Sasha Swift.
This has been Titles Mean Nothing.